What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports, back again with another one. We got a lot of things going on in the NBA. The NBA offseason is almost just as good as the NBA regular season. As everybody tries to gear up for the NBA playoff, the regular season a lot of times leaves a lot to be desired. And when you talk about the NBA draft that's coming up tonight and the NBA free agency that's coming up June 30th, these are, in a lot of people's opinions, including yours truly, the most exciting times in the NBA. And this is just coming down the chute. Multiple all-star, top 5 point guard of all time. People refer to him as the point guard. Chris Paul, aka CP3, will be traded to the Golden State Warriors in exchange for 6 Man of the Year candidate in the last 2 years. Came very close to not winning 6 Man of the Year, but was one of the top 6 men in the NBA. Started part-time when Steph Curry was out with injury. Jordan Poole and future draft picks and considerations will also be part of this trade package. But the two main stars in this deal will be Jordan Poole going to the Washington Wizards and Chris Paul going to the Golden State Warriors. Now, this is a good trade for the Golden State Warriors. This will make Kevin Looney much more effective on the offensive end. They'll be able to run a lot of pick and roll with Chris Paul and Kevin Looney. Chris Paul will be able to get a lot of alley-oop dunks, a lot of layups. He'll be set up to eat in a lot of occasions by Chef Chris Paul. You know, I already know we got the chef of Golden State, Steph Curry, as he be cooking those threes, but Chris Paul be cooking up a lot of assists for Kevin Looney. And then you're gonna now have 2 point guards potentially on the floor at the same time with Draymond Green, who ran the point power forward, a point center for the Golden State Warriors, and you will have a true point guard in Chris Paul. Now, Chris Paul might come off the bench with the second unit, but again, when Draymond Green is on the bench, you still will be able to have a point guard running the offense, as we know that Klay Thompson is not a guy that you can expect to fulfill that role. Steph Curry can fulfill that role at times, but he's more of a shooting guard disguised as a point guard. But he can play that position at times. But with Chris Paul and Draymond Green, you got 2 facilitators, 2 guys that know how to set up their teammates. Now, Golden State's still going to need to get a big man to deal with Jokic, a big man that can play defense, be a rim protector, and stretch the floor with the 3-point shot. This might not be the only move for Golden State in the offseason, but this is a good move for them. And again, we all know about the whole Draymond Green, Jordan Poole saga, as those 2 guys got into a confrontation before this season, got to talking trash. Draymond Green got up in Jordan Poole's grill. Jordan Poole pushed him off of him, and then Draymond Green hit him with a one-hitter quitter right hand. And all of a sudden, Jordan Poole disappeared from the picture. Sad situation. The team never recovered from that. One of the worst teams in the NBA on the road during the regular seasons. And it ultimately left them coming up short of their ultimate goal as being NBA back-to-back champions, that they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers 4-2 in the Western Conference semifinal. Now, there's a lot of moving parts in the NBA, in particularly the Western Conference, as teams gear up to take on the NBA champions Denver Nuggets. Kristaps Porzingis, one of the better-known enigmas in the NBA, a guy that has all-star talent, a guy that has top 10, top 15 talent, but has not been able to put it all together on the NBA floor. And as we currently stand, he's probably a top 40, top 45 player in the NBA, and that's a sad state of affairs if you are the type of people that have been involved in Kristaps Porzingis' career, whether it be teammates or coaches. Maybe he goes to Boston where he'll be the third wheel behind Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. He'll be able to flourish in that role as he to a certain degree flourished as a second option role with the Dallas Mavericks when he was Robins to the Batman's Luka Doncic, as that team got to the second round of the NBA playoffs, losing to the LA Clippers in 6 games of the 2020 NBA season, which took place in the bubble at Disney World. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But interesting development, man. We got Kristaps Porzingis going to Boston. We have Marcus Smart as part of that 3-team trade going to the Memphis Grizzlies. He's going to give them some veteran leadership. He's going to give them a lot of savvy. He's going to give them a lot of professionalism. This young team in Memphis Grizzlies is going to really, I think, it's going to really work with and work for the better, bringing in Marcus Smart, a veteran, a guy that can shoot the 3 and a guy that can play defense. I think he'll help the growth of Ja Morant. And I think they're probably going to have to end up getting rid of a couple of other players to make room for the salary of a Marcus Smart. But right now, he's going to basically take the place of a Dylan Brooks, who they have basically told her, you don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here, as he's looking for a potential destination before this upcoming NBA season, that being Dylan Brooks. So he basically be taking the place of Dylan Brooks. Memphis Grizzlies organization looks at that as an upgrade, as Marcus Smart is a better overall player than Dylan Brooks, a more consistent scorer than Dylan Brooks, just as good a defensive player as Jordan Brooks, and has shown to step up in big moments, unlike Dylan Brooks did in this playoffs past season. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Interesting developments. Ty Jones, one of the best backup point guards, is a part of this 3-team deal involving Marcus Smart and Kristaps Porzingis. He'll be going to the Washington Wizards, as the Washington Wizards now have Ty Jones, Jordan Poole backcourt. Now that's potentially could be a decent backcourt. And you look at the Eastern Conference, it's very, very top heavy. You have basically the big 4. You have Boston, Miami, Milwaukee, and Philadelphia, and then it's a huge drop-off. So who to say that Washington can't make a run to be in the top 6 of the Eastern Conference? I doubt that. Maybe the Knicks probably is that 5th team, and then you got Cleveland being that 6th team, but they definitely can make a run as far as being the play-in, along with teams like the Atlanta Hawks, Chicago Bulls. I think the Orlando Magic arrow is pointing upwards. I can see them being a play-in team next year. You could put the Washington Wizards right in that mix. As we know, Jordan Poole is a big-time scorer. Now he needs to improve on defense. That should be the next step in the progression of his career. You don't have to become a Gary Payton, the glove, but at least be a serviceable defender, just like the dude that he backed up in Golden State, Steph Curry, who's a serviceable defender. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But the biggest news of the day so far in the offseason is Chris Paul, aka CP3, going to the Golden State Warriors as they try to reload and make another run for the NBA championship. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and I holla.